Welcome to the homecoming edition of Catamount Football with Coach Matt Land. I'm Bill Mayo, your host. And on this week's show, we'll take a look back at the Lafayette game and also talk about the upcoming game with the Heritage Generals. So stay right here. Be back with more Catamount Football after these messages.
Hi, my name is Charles R. Hicks Sr. I'm the owner of AAA Transformers, Transmission, and Complete Auto Repair. This is my son, CJ. You well know us for remanufacturing your transmission, but did you also know we are a brake, AC, and tune-up specialist? Our brakes come with a lifetime warranty on pads and shoes. So don't just trust your vehicle to anyone. Come to AAA Transformers, Transmission, and Complete Auto Repair, where we can make it stop, we can make it go, we can make it shift, and we can make it cold. Check us out on our website at AAATransformers.com.
When is the last time you have compared your car, life, or health insurance costs? At Advanced Insurance Strategies, we know your time is valuable. Therefore, we have developed AdvancedInsuranceStrategies.com. You can now go online anytime, anywhere, and get quick and easy quotes for your car, life, or health insurance from respected companies such as Blue Cross Blue Shield of Georgia, Assurant Health, Alliant Health Plans, and Drive Insurance from Progressive. Receive unparalleled customer service from a local insurance agency while using AdvancedInsuranceStrategies.com.
Welcome back to Catamount Football. Coach Land, homecoming Friday night, and certainly with all the potential pitfalls of a week of homecoming, I thought the kids did an excellent job of staying focused and taking care of what they needed to Friday night.
Yeah, one of the parents said, this is a war zone of distractions. I thought that was a good comment.
That is a good line.
Yeah, you know what? It was, but it's, you know, I'm so glad that our kids get to see that, and there is a fine balance between being a part of the festivities, but at the same time trying to stay focused on the game. You know, I'm glad that we kind of spread it out over the whole week because now there's so much. But first of all, the staff at Dalton High School, the teachers that sponsor homecoming, just did an outstanding job. This may have been one of the best homecomings, particularly the pep session we've had in a long time. And literally the 20 years that I've been here, the kids were excited. The seniors won the Spirit Stick this week, and they competed all week during lunches. And, of course, the players were involved in that as well. And it really was. But, you know, the great thing, our kids get to see a lot of alumni come back. They get the opportunity to talk to a lot of former lettermen, a lot of former classmates of their parents. And it's a neat week, and it is a week that you know, we have a lot of conversations as coaches trying to keep our fingers on their pulse. But this group did an outstanding job, I think, of managing it, but at the same time staying very business-esque when it comes to the game.
Absolutely. And going over to the game, I mean, sort of just came out from the beginning, and you know, Lafayette struggled a little bit.
Sure.
But when you play a team like that, if you leave them in the game, then they'll build confidence. And our guys just took it to them from the opening kickoff.
Well, you know, the thing I think about this game, and I was very authentic when I said this to the paper. You know, teams seem to find themselves
right.
when they play big games, and notoriously over the years, and we've sat in there and watched a lot of film, and you go, well, that just doesn't work. That doesn't work. Then suddenly it works against us. You know, this team is a team that's still finding their way. 1 year, new head coach, they completely scrapped their offense, brought back a new offense, which he was running at Gordon Central. The defense was well, it was different coming into the week.
Yeah.
And then suddenly game time.
Completely different.
Completely different. They're running something that they've put
That's
in
right.
a week. So, you know, with that being the case, that there was a lot of things that were stacked against them. I think the big storyline of this game for us as a football team is the fact our kids know what's at stake, and they understand that the opponent we're playing really doesn't matter.
Right.
It's just who are we going to play for that game, and that game is the next progressive step toward the goal that they set of winning the region championship. And I admire them. I thought they did like I said, the maturity of going through the week and staying focused and you know, being about the things that we need to be about. What was really good this week.
I think to me, one of the probably the things you really point to and look at in this game was the performance of our special teams, especially the punt return team. I mean, Tyler Nolan set our offense up, inside the 30-yard line probably 3 or 4 times in the game. And boy, when you got a short field, it makes life a lot easier.
Looking back last night at the stat sheet, we did not start one single drive on our side of the field all night long. And that was the kickoff. That was all the punt returns. Amazing what but those guys sell out. They practice that every day. Coach Cole Bennett is over our punt return team, and they just do an outstanding job of just modifying each week, because everybody does something a little bit different each week. And they've been one of the most consistent special teams performers that we've had. And in high school we talk about this frequently. Sometimes you play some teams that it's just hard to get a punt return because the kicking may not quite be where you can return them. So you're going to get a 25 or 30-yard kick. But this is a young man that was able to put the ball in play, and like I said, these guys did an outstanding job of blocking, and like I said, over 180 yards in return yards. I mean, there's offense. Well, I can remember games we've not had 180 yards.
Right.
So that's my hat's off to our special teams.
Absolutely. Defensively, get a shutout, a couple of turnovers, another fine performance by those guys. I know it seems like they're building some momentum as the season goes along.
Well, defensively, I think where they were most dangerous was their trends. They really didn't have a lot of tendencies, and they just kind of were all over the field, literally, with some of the things that they would do. And so we played a lot of base defense this week. We didn't have a lot of blitz and a lot of slanting, some things that we like to do. We just told them, you're going to have to line up and whip them until we can kind of get a hold on how they want to attack us. And our defense did that. And like I said, turnovers, interceptions, fumble recoveries, forced fumbles, those are the marks of a good defense. And we're seeing those now week to week to week. So I'm very, very proud of those guys, very proud of them.
Offensively, I thought kind of you look at the statistics, it doesn't seem like it was a balanced game, but it really was.
Yeah.
Did a nice job. Peyton did a nice job of throwing the ball the times when we threw it, and certainly the running backs, Kelvis, and the other backs were outstanding.
Well, when you're up almost 40-0 coming out of the first quarter, you limit your game plan, and you shouldn't. But your humanity, your decency, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, kind of kicks in and makes you realize, you can't keep doing some of the things that you want to do, or at least coming out of halftime, you begun to get a little bit limited. But our kids played hard. They were aware of the situation, and like I said, they were the reason why we got there.
Right.
You reel off 2 or 3 touchdowns in the first 7 plays that you have. That's a testament to a good offensive line that was opening up holes, like I said, and having to open them up on the fly because they were running a defense we had not practiced for, even though that's what they were running a defense that we run.
Yeah.
So you guys get to see it every day.
I was very proud of those guys up front, because we had worked on one scheme all week long, and that's all we had repped all week, and that's all they'd shown on film. They came out in 2 completely different fronts, and our guys did an excellent job of making adjustments and picking up the scheme and making their blocks. Got the young fellas in the game. That's always great to see. Is the young guys get to play on Friday night.
That's the gravy. When those guys work so hard, all those guys, and if you're not playing, the way our team said, if you're not playing in that first group, you're part of our scout team. But even our first group's part of the scout team. And it was just neat to see those guys get on the field and see the excitement. And you had some guys that were able to play a quarter, some of our older kids, and you had some of the pups out there maybe got in 2 or 3 plays. But to see that excitement and all that in the locker room, that was neat. Of course, we had the freshmen on the sideline with us as well this game. They'll complete their season this week. And so, like I said, just a great job all around by the coaches and players.
Absolutely. Let's take a quick break. We come back with more Catamount football in just a minute.
Wood, $2.99. Wood, $1.59. Set.
Mike Jones here, and you better blitz to Carpet Express. We have 3/4-inch hardwood for $2.99 a square foot. We have engineered wood for $1.59 a square foot. And to help you reach your goal to put wood in your home, Carpet Express is offering a 25-cent a square foot rebate. So rush into Carpet Express while supplies last, because everybody's out to get their quarterback.
Back on Catamount Football with our player interview segment. Guys, welcome to the show, and introduce yourselves, please.
My name is Gerardo Perez. I play running back, and I'm a senior this year.
And my name is Roderick Davison. I play defensive end, and I'm a senior also.
All right, Gerardo, let's talk to you. Talk to me about Friday night. You got out there and carrying the football. Thought you were headed towards the end zone at one point.
Yeah, well, I had fun. I like playing. I like to cheer, you know.
Right.
I want my teams to win the region champions. We're getting there. We also are needing to be a leadership. We are all leadership today. And Friday night is really fun to play. I hope I can play this Friday that we're picking.
Absolutely. Now, and you talk about being a senior, because you've been with the team, and you made a good statement there that it's important for the seniors to be good leaders. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, this year, it's really shocking for me to be a senior because it goes by fast. And
have you told the young guys that? Have you told them how fast it goes?
Yeah, I told the young guys, the freshmen, talked to freshmen too, that it's going to go by fast, really fast. And you're not going to expect it coming. For 4 years, you're not going to expect it coming.
Right. Well, talk to me about what's your favorite thing about being a Catamount? I mean, is it what's just one little thing that you like that maybe gets you excited? Is it riding over on the bus, catwalk, or just something like that's a lot of fun to you?
I like the catwalk.
Do you?
Yes, I really love the catwalk. It motivates us, you know. It really does.
They do a good job of the fans and the parents do a good job of getting you guys excited.
Yes, sir, it does.
How about the senior dinners? That's a little thing that maybe a lot of people don't know, is that you guys get together every Thursday night. Talk about that experience, because that's got to be a lot of fun for y'all.
Yeah, it's really fun because we in senior dinner, it's the last year to join up with our seniors, having fun, eating, and it's really good because people come to talk to us, motivates us, what happens before the Friday night game, what we're going to do. Right now, we are holding a rope to go to our mission, what we're going to now. So that's how, whenever we go to the games, you know, we always scream us, hold the rope.
We certainly appreciate everything you do for the team.
Yes, sir.
All right, Roderick, let's talk about you. Now tell me about being a defensive lineman.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What's because you get out there, I see you out there, and you know you're competing against the us in practice, and then I see you out there in the game going against the other team's offensive line. What's kind of the best thing you like about that position? I mean, what's the thing that kind of motivates you about being out there?
Just not trying to get embarrassed out there and let somebody lay you out on your back.
Well, I've seen you getting after some people now. I haven't seen you get embarrassed. I've seen you getting after some guys.
Yeah, that's my motivation, not to try to get manhandled or anything like that.
Talk about the game Friday night.
Friday night, it was a real fun game because, like, you go into the game expecting to do stuff like that, but when it actually happens, you're like, oh, my goodness, this is crazy.
Tell me about being a senior. Tell me your views on being a senior this year.
It's a lot of fun. Like, I remember last year, it's just like whatever, something's just different about it. And like the practices, they're just like flying by. Like, we'll be practicing and it'll take forever. But like right when you're done or like a week later, you're gonna be like, that's crazy. I don't even really remember practicing because you're just out there having fun and enjoying everything.
Yeah, it's amazing how fast this season has gone. I mean, we've played 7 ball games now, getting ready to play week 8. Kind of assess, you know, where we are at this point and what you're looking for the team to accomplish with these final few weeks of the season here.
I like the position we're in, and right now I think that anything's possible and we could just go as far as we want to go.
All right, guys, thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate everything you do. We'll be watching you going forward.
Thank you.
So right here, back with more Catamount football in just a minute.
Have you ever heard the term, your eyes are your expressions, the windows to your soul? But when your eyelids look tired and they start to sag, it will make you look much older than you actually are. There is a simple surgical procedure called a blepharoplasty or eyelid tuck, which can help to rejuvenate and redefine the contours around your eyelids. It will even improve your fields of vision, and a portion may even be covered by insurance. We can help redefine how others see you.
Got car problems? That's no problem for AAA Transformers Transmission Specialists. Bring your foreign or domestic vehicle into AAA Transformers and have our certified master technicians perform the most comprehensive diagnostics over any other shop. AAA Transformers utilizes the latest technology, so you can rest assured that you get the proper diagnosis the first time, so only necessary repairs are made. Save time and money on all your brake, AC, tune-up, and transmission needs, all backed by the best warranty in the business. That's AAA Transformers Transmission Specialists.
Back on Catamount Football with our coaches segment. We've got Coach Pete Wilson. Coach, thanks for coming on the show.
Good to be here.
Talk a little bit about your duties with the Catamount football team this year.
Well, I work with the quarterbacks, kind of assisting Coach Napier in any way, and especially with the young quarterbacks and also the punt returners.
Talk about developing a young quarterback. I mean, what are some of the fundamentals or philosophies or the things that you talk to him about? Because there's so much more to that position than just taking the ball and handing it off or throwing it.
Yeah, most people think, as far as a quarterback, what's important, and everybody, the arm. Well, you play quarterback with your feet, and it's just a lot goes into developing a quarterback. Quarterbacks work year-round, work very hard, working on the footwork. Then you got to work with the meshing with the backs, and then of course their throwing motion. So, there's a lot goes in. I mean, from leadership to there's just a lot of responsibility. Touch on that. I mean, the middle part and the leadership, and I mean that's just kind of a natural position that the other guys on offense look to, and there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that position, right? Yeah, I mean you've got to be a player that the other players will get behind and follow. And it's kind of just a unique position. And there's been some through the years that, maybe the quarterback wasn't the best athlete, but they could just lead the team better. And it's just a lot goes into it. And you also work with the freshman team, and you and I work together with the JV guys. Talk about calling plays and working with the young offenses. It's a lot of fun, isn't it? Yeah, I really enjoy the working with the freshmen and working with you on the JV and calling the plays, and we've got a really good young quarterback in Cole Shelton. Did a fantastic job this year as a freshman, and then of course he's playing in the JV games now, and I look for big things out of Cole. Yeah, absolutely. But you returned punts in high school, and you said you work with the punt returners. That actually was a big part of the game Friday night. I don't know how many times Tyler Nolan set us up between the 20 and the 30-yard line with some terrific punt returns. Talk about that, because that's tough duty back there. Yes. Tyler did a fantastic job. In fact, I really thought he was going to break one, but probably the hardest thing in the game of football is probably being the punt returner. If you think about, you've got to catch the ball, which can sometimes be a knuckleball coming through the air. You've got to also look at what's coming. You've got to make a split decision whether you're going to fair catch the ball or you're going to catch it, and where you're going to go. So it really takes a really good athlete to do that, and Tyler has been a fantastic punt returner. He's only a sophomore, so I look for big things out of him. I think one of the best things he's done has just been he consistently fields the football. I mean, so many times you see, especially with high school teams, the punt returner won't catch the ball, and it'll roll another 15 or 20 yards. Huge. And you give up so much field position by doing that. He does a wonderful job of getting up there and catching the ball. Tyler may have as good a hands on the team as anybody, and of course we know his speed, so he's the perfect punt returner, and he's saved us a lot of field position this year, and he's just getting better every game. Absolutely. Now you're a community coach, like right. you and I both, and talk about that. It's kind of I think a good thing that Coach Land is flexible with us. We're work schedule, and it's a lot of fun being around the football team and coaching, isn't it? It really is. I've told numerous people you can't replace whatever it is
when you're a part of a team and you work hard and you kind of go to war together or to a game together, you know, and you just can't replace that in the workplace. There's just not any other place, if you've ever played like you and I played together, and it's just hard to replace. So coaching does that, and it's just it's a lot of fun, especially, you know, to work with these young guys and watch them develop and become, you know, good players, good citizens, good fathers.
Right. Well, thanks for coming on. Appreciate everything you do for the Catamounts, and so right here back with more Catamount football after these messages.
When the diagnosis is cancer, you want the best. Advanced surgical, radiation, and chemotherapy treatment, all available under one roof. A center large enough to treat advanced or complex cases. A dedicated team of physicians, nurses, and therapists treating each patient the way they would want to be treated. It's all here at Hamilton Regional Cancer Institute. Hamilton Medical Center. Your health is our mission.
A restaurant should be more than just a place to eat. Enjoy community, tradition, and unbeatable home-style cooking at the Oakwood Cafe, located in historic downtown Dalton. Our food, fair prices, and friendly staff have made the Oakwood Cafe one of the fastest-growing businesses in Georgia. We offer catering services that can bring our distinctive flavor anywhere. We also provide the opportunity to team up with us through franchising. Whether you're a newcomer or a regular, stop by and have the dining experience you've needed. Come feel at home with us at the Oakwood Cafe.
Have you ever heard the term, your eyes are your expressions, the windows to your soul? But when your eyelids look tired and they start to sag, it will make you look much older than you actually are. There is a simple surgical procedure called a blepharoplasty or eyelid tuck, which can help to rejuvenate and redefine the contours around your eyelids. It will even improve your fields of vision, and a portion may even be covered by insurance. We can help redefine how others see you.
Honesty, integrity, and hard work, leadership, quality, and value. Just a few words to describe the company and people that make up Shaw Industries. Shaw Industries, the world's leading carpet manufacturer, is proud to be a sponsor of Dalton Catamount football. Shaw Industries, where great floors begin.
I want to put my name on the list.
There's no place like Outback. With call-ahead seating,
Nelson?
Just call up, get on the list, and you'll be seated in no time. Outback's call-ahead seating.
All right, Coach Land, let's take a look at the highlights of the first half of the game against Lafayette Friday night. Here come the Cats running out on the field. Good crowd and beautiful night for football.
It was, and this was our breast cancer awareness week that we had chosen. This was really the best week of October for us to do it, and just a great job of all those people that helped us with that this week. Great kickoff here. Pepe kicked, I think, 6 in the end zone, 7 in the end zone. Good job here of our defensive front. One of the things that they had here, they had good size. In fact, number 79, you see there on the sidelines, he's been there about 9 years.
That's right.
This is the first of many punt returns, and you'll see a great job right here. Good patience by Eder. Great job of those guys right there holding on their blocks. And, like I said, the first of many getting the ball on that side of the field. He kicked a low-line drive for a punt, and so, anytime you get that, that helps you a lot. It really does help you a lot. So great job.
Yep, sets up at about the 34-yard line right there. Come out first play, a little counter tray. Jake Roberts leading and Hayden Gross kicking out and Kelvis doing his thing.
Peter Sigmund down here.
Yeah, Peter down there making a block. See good down blocks by the right side and those guys pulling around. And
stiff arm there.
That's been a good play for us this year.
It has, and those guys, another good week of good snaps, good holes, just a great job there. So 7-0, go out and kick it in the end zone, put the ball at the 20, come back, just run a few little zone plays right here. Good job of our defensive front, just beginning to, all night long we just tried to stifle them as much as we could. And then just another punt return here for Tyler. You'll see a couple of right there, another good block there. Pick up a good one right. Let's see, right here coming up. You can't see it on the top of the screen. There's a great block by one of our backside guys, Kevin DeWin. But once again, there's a lot of guys that synchronize to make a play like this happen. This isn't just beating them to the flank or we got a guy that's faster than your guy. Just a lot of people doing a lot of good things there.
Trap play with Eder there. Good job of being quick and running and hanging on to the football.
Absolutely.
She's got a little wrist action reverse with Zeke Cobb here, young fella, and just they really over pursued, and that was a great call by Coach Nape. And,
absolutely.
And takes it in there. See all the defense flowing to the right. Now here comes Zeke back the other way.
Yep. Advantage of a guy like that with some speed, he can kind of get back to that backside corner. And here you see a great job. One of our young guys, Austin Mills, we felt like we could get a punt this week, and so you see our side collapse there. Austin comes in, blocks it, and old scoop and score drill finally comes into play. And Elijah Stedman, one of our seniors, great job of him coming in as well. We had tried a 2-point attempt in our last one, which we were unsuccessful with. So with this score, it makes it 20-0. Come back and just a great job right here of getting some pressure up front, making him throw just a little bit before the receiver was ready. And it's that old tip drill you work on, getting the ball up in the air. Good drop by J. Rocco, though, makes him throw it high. Good hit by Nathan Bryant, and then obviously good job by
Eder's just a ball hawk.
He is a ball hawk.
He's around the ball. If it's on the ground, if it's tipped up in the air, he's on it.
That's exactly right.
Sweep. Good run by Kelvis. Good hard run in there after getting hit really kind of near the line of scrimmage and make something out of it. Nice routes. Good throw and catch. Peyton to Peter Sigmund. Vertical routes there and just take advantage of.
Well, you see a lot of things happening there.
Yep.
We've had a lot of success with Chase Westfall. He was on the inside, and then you had Zeke on the outside, and we've had some success with throwing the ball on the perimeter. So it really opens up. And you got to cover, all of those guys. So good job there of Jay Rockcoat and those guys up front. Like I said, you see another line drive here. A great hit there by Peter Sigmund. You see right here coming up, Airbeth Martinez. Just a nice job there. So once again, setting the ball on the other side for the offense.
That's the 22-yard line there.
See it again. Just another good one here. Great job there of Peter, like I said, picking up that first one. Eder pinning out on the outside. And those guys have static blocks, but at the same time, sometimes they're dynamic because they can be moving. So it's a good job of those guys.
Comes the counter tray again, and Kelvis pops it, bounces it outside, and takes it in for the.
I remember the call on this. I remember you saying, "Oh, that didn't get any." Well, never mind. That's a touchdown. It's like out. Okay, touchdown.
He gets hit right there and just bounces it outside, keeps his balance, and next thing you know, he's out the door for a touchdown.
Absolutely, great job there. Great job of our line. Like I said, another good job of snapping the ball by Grant Sane. And 34-0, second quarter. And boy, that's a great comfort. Good job there. Nathan Bryant coming in there and knocking the ball out. Devontae Davis, another senior that played a really good game for us. We had great, this team, one of the things, and Nathan Bryant there, great interception. One of the things that this team would do well is they'd move their receivers into some open zones, that spread concept. But great job here at Chipper Elrod getting pressure on him and Chase Todd. And once again, just a great job of a little bit of a sucker play. And Nathan just stayed right in there with it and got the interception. And that's what we're trying to get. Turnovers is the key to this game.
So coming back here, Peyton does a nice job running away from a tackle right there. And he's turning it. He had 100 and something yards rushing last week. And I don't know, 40 or 50, 60 yards this week of rushing. He's really turning it into not only a passing threat, but also a running threat for us.
He is, and I think he sees, the field now a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Last couple of weeks, he kind of understands. When you got a Kelvis Rhodes, they're going to be heavy to take him away.
Great job on the toss sweep here. Jake Roberts takes his guy and runs him to the sidelines, and Kelvis just cuts up right underneath him. There's
patient.
Tucker Sumner lead blocking.
Yeah.
So, good job.
Yeah, it's hard for me to get used to all this pink we had the other night, but I'm glad we had that, and now we put those things away till next year. So 41-0. Once again, you see the dancing bear, Pepe Gardia, kick it literally out of the end zone. And just that's such an asset to have. Good job here of our defensive front, flushing it outside, getting it out to Devontae where we've got a little more speed on the perimeter. So great job there. Good job of Jordan Keener. A lot of those guys just pumping it in there in the middle and getting those guys to the outside.
Got in a running clock situation in the second quarter, which is definitely unique and certainly made the game go a lot faster.
Absolutely, and yeah, 9:28. We walked off the field, so that was something. Right here, this is a great break by Jordan McKinney, and Jordan played another sound game for us. He dressed up as a banana this week, and it was one of the things that was the highlights of this week was seeing him and about 4 other guys. Great job there of Jordan. That's another thing about this team. We've got some guys that can do some different things. Here, Jordan's blocking does a great job of leading up, picking up on what's available. But at the same time, you're going to see him in a little while. He's going to come back and return it. And it's great when you got 3 or 4 guys that can field the punt. That's a real advantage.
A little quick throw and catch there, check play by Peyton to Charlie Martin there.
Yeah, I like that.
Took advantage of them not lining up. I think we threw an interception there.
Yeah. We did, into the goal line. Right. Great break by Eder right there. I mean, you see he's on the hash, puts the ball on the bottom of the numbers, and he's able to get there. They turn it over on downs.
Logan Pender, I think that's the last play of the half. He takes on that safety and runs him over right there.
Logan's one of our bright stars of the future.
So we'll go in 41-0 at the half and be back with the second half highlights in just a minute.
When is the last time you have compared your car, life, or health insurance cost? At Advanced Insurance Strategies, we know your time is valuable. Therefore, we have developed AdvancedInsuranceStrategies.com. You can now go online anytime, anywhere, and get quick and easy quotes for your car, life, or health insurance from respected companies such as Blue Cross Blue Shield of Georgia, Assurant Health, Alliant Health Plans, and Drive Insurance from Progressive. Receive unparalleled customer service from a local insurance agency while using AdvancedInsuranceStrategies.com.
All right, Coach, we're back for the second half, and these highlights aren't nearly as quick. We had a running clock situation the entire half, and it certainly limited the possessions that each team had.
Absolutely, and this is a great job of these guys here setting up. Look at this wall coming at you. This is what I love. I mean, you see these guys getting out front, and we're 1 block away right there, and that's a great job of those guys getting out there. You see it's just a high sky kick, and like I said, these guys did a great job of making the wall and then leading him up through the wall. You see those guys really working up to get downfield in front of him.
There's Tyler. Not only does he run, he gets down there and blocks. So.
Yeah, exactly right. Like I said, that's the great thing about these guys.
Back, a little power play with Tyler there, and he takes it in the end zone.
Unbelievable quickness.
He is very quick.
He's got so many attributes. It's good to have him as a complete offset to Kelvis.
Good job downfield blocking by Peterson. Those guys do a great job.
They really do.
Down there getting on those defensive backs and staying after them.
Coach Long, they take a lot of pride in that and really work hard at it. Once again, Kiko Rodriguez did a great job of kicking this week. Come back and run a little zone play, and this is a great hit right here. Great job of Chris Childs coming up from corner. We've got probably 2 of the better hitting corners in our area. Great job of Elijah Stidman going outside and really kind of fleshing him out to our corner. Another great play right here, and you see Elijah come up and force a fumble, and Edder's right there.
Guess who's got it?
Yeah, there's a surprise.
Shockingly, Edder's on the ball.
Yeah, great job, though, right there of Elijah coming up and forcing the fumble. Once again, ball hawk is
and that's not lucky. That's
No.
that's knowing where the ball's being and being around it. That's
You know what? 2 is lucky.
Yeah.
When you've had 9.
22.
Yeah, just in this year, 22 of his career. That's being in the right place at the right time and knowing where the right place is. Great job, speaking of that, right here, Eder just coming up. And, he's a guy that we see a lot of people that try to run away from him, and Coach Carpenter and Coach Thompson do a great job of masking him and bringing him back into the game. Right here, good job by Nathan Bryant, and now you see Nathan flip over and do a little dual duty at quarterback.
Got some young fellas in now on offense, but there's Tyler Nolan running the counter tray again and picks up nice yardage on it.
Great job there. Tommy Ridley and Big Juan getting over there, and Tyler Britton downfield. Nice job there.
At this point, we've started subbing in some of the younger fellas, and there's Tucker Sumner breaking off a trap for a big gain.
Yeah, I'm going to cut some hands
Martinez.
off if I see any more stiff arms. Yeah, great job here. Evan Stewart in it, our guard as well.
Right guard.
Good to have him back. He's been out most of the season.
Yeah, he missed the first several weeks. Nate Bryant now, since Jace got hurt, Nate's had to come on and be our second quarterback, so we really felt like it was important to get him a couple of series at quarterback. So you see run a little bootleg here, and Nate just does a smart thing, tucks it and sticks his head down and gets in the end zone with
Nate's a great game manager.
He is.
That's actually one of the things that he may have been better coming into this game than our two
If
young
you hadn't
guys.
seen him play JV when he was playing JV, he was a really good JV quarterback. So he's got a lot of skills and
Absolutely.
and could really help us if something happened to
Absolutely.
Peyton. Good return.
Absolutely, and this goes to show you that you got another guy back there that's a dual threat as well. You see Jordan McKinney. Good job here forcing the punt. Like I said, just a great job right here of Eder staying on his block. Good job of Tyler Nolan right there. Great hit. We got some guys standing around now looking for somebody to hit, and we're going to work on going back to finding that.
Now got Cole Shelton in there at quarterback and Logan Pender, and these are a lot of our second offensive line. Stall out, but kick a field goal.
Yeah, that was tough there. To be honest with you, if we go for it, we probably, would have created a turnover, and we needed to work on this part of our game, and so it was a good opportunity for us to bring those guys in. I didn't see much of a difference in 55-0 and 58-0.
Just a strange play here. I don't think the quarterback was ready for the snap, and their center snapped it over his head, and we jump on it.
Great discipline there of Nathan Moore getting on the ball and just secured it. Was afraid.
Here comes Tucker on a little trap play. Just gets loose and takes it in for the
I like the way he's got that ball high and tight up there under that chin. So, Good job.
This was second offensive line. There's Logan Mathis, Evan Pope, Tommy Ridley. Most of those young fellas in there playing.
Yep. Good to have
Daniel
those,
Hurtado, I think.
Daniel
was in there.
Hurtado, yep, that's right. There's Gerardo.
There's Gerardo.
Yeah,
We missed
they were
his carry.
keying on him.
Gerardo had a carry.
That's right. So once again, just appreciate everybody this week, what they did for homecoming. And like I said, just a great game for the Cats this week.
Wood, $2.99. Wood, $1.59. Set. Mike Jones here, and you better blitz to Carpet Express. We have 3/4-inch hardwood for $2.99 a square foot. We have engineered wood for $1.59 a square foot. And to help you reach your goal to put wood in your home, Carpet Express is offering a 25-cent a square foot rebate. So rush into Carpet Express while supplies last, because everybody's out to get their quarterback.
Welcome back to Catamount Football. We've got a special guest on this week's show. We've got Mr. Gordon Mulkey, who graduated from Dalton High School in 1940 and played on the football team in 1939 and 1940.
Right.
Mr. Mulkey, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming back to visit the Catamounts. Talk a little bit about the football team when you were here and your experience as a Catamount.
What?
Talk about your experience as a Catamount when you were playing.
It's the best ball team that I ever played on. And the best ball team that lots of people had ever played on.
And you guys played right here at Harmon Field, right?
We played right here, but Didn't have as good a curvature as we got here though now.
You told me it was a lot of grass and a little bit of clay. Is that right?
A whole lot of clay.
A whole lot of clay and a little bit of grass.
And
huh?
a little bit of grass.
Now, who are some of the teams you guys played back in those days?
Who was some of the teams?
Some of the teams that y'all played.
We played all the little towns around here.
Okay. So Calhoun, Lafayette, Rome. And you said Rome. You guys didn't beat Rome, right? They beat y'all twice.
Both years they beat us.
Okay. Yeah. And Cedartown, played Cedartown?
Cedartown, one man beat us.
That big guy, you told me he was a big guy, right?
Yeah.
Now, what position did you play?
I played center.
Center. Now, that was single wing days, right?
And a linebacker on defense. Okay. We played both ways then.
Was that the single wing offense that you were playing then?
Oh, yeah.
So direct snap to the running back?
Yeah.
So what do you think about today's football compared to those days?
Oh, your facilities don't even compare. But your ball team will probably be just as good or better.
That's right.
Probably bigger.
A little different style of football now with the way the game's changed?
Our ball teams, we had one man that weighed 115 maybe, and another weighed 115. Both of them were good players. Mm-hmm. Both of them went on to Georgia and played.
Hard to believe how big they are now, isn't it? Talking 300-pound kids in high school.
Yeah.
Big guys.
Yeah.
Big guys.
Yeah.
So back for homecoming. You excited to be back in town to visit? You ate lunch with the team. Tell me about riding over on the bus. Was that fun to ride over with the team?
Yeah.
Had that
really
fire truck go? Had the fire truck going?
Glad to do that.
Absolutely. Well, we're certainly glad to have you back with us and appreciate you coming back and supporting the Catamounts. And as far as I know, you're the oldest living Catamount I've met. So congratulations and thanks for coming back.
I think I'm the only one left.
You may be out of your class, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Stay right here back with more Catamount football in just a minute.
When your doctor recommends an MRI, CT scan, or other diagnostic study, you should know that not all imaging centers offer the same level of quality. Hamilton Diagnostic Center's advanced digital imaging technology reduces radiation dosages, limits retakes, and allows same-day turnaround on your imaging results. Each study is read and reviewed by our expert team of specialty radiologists who often collaborate on complex cases. Hamilton Diagnostic Center, your health is our mission.
All right, Coach Land, we're back, and let's talk a little bit about this week's upcoming game with the Heritage Generals. Interesting team. I mean, they seem to really play very well against us. The last couple of years, they have given us fits all the way to the fourth quarter.
We probably will not watch a lot of this year's game film. I really anticipate we'll go back and watch a lot because what they're doing, some of their defensive, offensive schemes, obviously are clearly different than what we've seen in the past. This is going to be one of those weeks, especially coming out of the game with Lafayette, where we did see a whole new defense in 1 week. I think we're going to have to kind of prepare for a multiplicity of things. So, I think it's fair to say we'll get a lot of different looks this week.
Absolutely. And Coach James has done that before. I remember a couple of years ago, we played them here, and they came out in a completely different front that they had been showing, than they had been running previously. So I think it's going to be a week to expect a lot of different things. And they've been the same way a little bit on offense. I mean, they've changed their personality.
No doubt.
We've seen them go from spread to eye. So they do a lot of things offensively too, right?
They're very, very multiple. And if you say multiple and you mean that in like this phrase, they're multiple in this phrase. Defensively, when you look at them, there's just some things that I think you're always going to know about a Heritage team. They're going to have size. They're going to have a backside backer that's going to be looking for every single gap that he can find, and they're going to play us tight on our receivers. From an offensive standpoint, the one thing that you can depend on was a phrase I heard yesterday: the trickeration. You're going to have to be fundamentally sound because they're going to do a lot of things that are going to be kind of off the page. Coach James has been an outstanding coach, state champion winner. if I recall correctly. So, I mean, he definitely knows how to win. He's got a group of kids that are playing hard. They're just coming up short on something that we've seen them have the lead multiple games and lose it on the last couple of drives or even on the last drive. So it's not like they've been blown away. But I think the bigger thing here is just the fact that, you know, we're kind of getting now to the sun setting on the season. And I think we all know young men well enough to know they pick it up in those last 3-4 games.
That's right.
And so we're going to get a team that's going to come in here and play very motivated. We're going to go up there. They're going to play very motivated. This is one of their last games at home. So you know, like I said, this is going to be a big game for them, and it's exactly the way we're going to treat it.
Absolutely. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Catamount football in just a minute.
A restaurant should be more than just a place to eat. Enjoy community, tradition, and unbeatable home-style cooking at the Oakwood Cafe, located in historic downtown Dalton. Our food, fair prices, and friendly staff have made the Oakwood Cafe one of the fastest-growing businesses in Georgia. We offer catering services that can bring our distinctive flavor anywhere. We also provide the opportunity to team up with us through franchising. Whether you're a newcomer or a regular, stop by and have the dining experience you've needed. Come feel at home with us at the Oakwood Cafe.
Honesty, integrity, and hard work, leadership, quality, and value. Just a few words to describe the company and people that make up Shaw Industries. Shaw Industries, the world's leading carpet manufacturer, is proud to be a sponsor of Dalton Catamount football. Shaw Industries, where great floors begin.
You can have it all because you're the star with OptiLink, TV, internet, and telephone service, and VIP access to the best customer service around. Don't you deserve the star treatment?
With OptiLink.
With OptiLink.
With OptiLink,
I'm the star.
Get the star treatment with OptiLink. Sign up today.
We're back on Catamount football, and Coach, we've come to the end of another show. But before we wrap things up, let's talk a little bit about headed into week 8 now, and kind of go through how the playing games are lining up, right, and kind of the way that whole process works.
Well, we predetermined at the beginning of the cycle. When I say the cycle, the 2-year cycle, where they've divided us into our sub-regions, that the North would host year 1, which was last year. The South will host year 2. So all of the playing games this year will be in the South. Now we have an uneven number in the North versus the South. We have 6 teams in the North, 5 in the South. So the extra game, the GHSA actually takes responsibility, and they assign a team from somewhere in the state that doesn't have a last game. And so they play our last game, whomever that opponent may be. And I think it's a home game for them this year. But the other 5 teams, the way it will line up is the number 1 team from the North will play the number 1 team from the South sub-region. Both of those teams are guaranteed the playoff spot of Week 11 and the home game. At that point, number 2 from the North.
And that's the region. That game you're talking about is the region championship.
That's the region
game.
Championship. That's right. That's exactly right. That's your region champion, and that seats you number 1 and number 2. The number 2 from the North plays number 3 from the South at the number 3's location. Number 3 from the North plays number 2 from the South at the number 2's location. The winner of those 2 games, the high seeded between the 2, because you could have 2 number 3's win. At that point, it goes back to this tiebreaker that we come up every. But then they will seed them as 3 and 4. So if you're playing in that 2-3 game, it's literally we've been there the last 2 years. You're in the playoffs because you've got to win that game to make it to the next level.
That's right. It's win or go home at that point.
That's right. It's win or go home. But the top 2 teams coming out of the region, the North and the South, those 2 teams are guaranteed at least the first round of the playoffs.
And they match up 4 versus 4 and 5 versus 5.
Yeah. From that point on, right. 4 versus 4, 5 versus 5, 6 versus 6. That's exactly.
And it's probably a little. I mean, even though there's 2 weeks left, we're in first place, but A lot of work left to do here,
man.
and the way the things are going to shake out is still a big determination on week 8 and week 9. And then in the South, same story. Cedartown's in the lead, or actually they're tied with Gilmer.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of football to be played down there as far as what happens.
Right now, Gilmer's the #1 defense in the region. You know, we're working toward that as a team to try to get. Those are some of the awards that mean something to us as being that lowest points allowed. And so I think Coach Carper figured out we're 25 points behind Gilmer. But yeah, there are a lot of football to be played. Obviously up north, here in our region, a lot of football to be played down there. In fact, technically, they're saying the sub-region championship there is going to be that last game when Gilmer lines up against Cedartown, and that will be, that's going to be the two. If it stays where it is, those two teams are going to be going into that week playing for the right to go play for the region championship. That'd be a good game.
So just kind of follow along and tell our fans be patient.
Yeah.
Things will sort themselves out, and we'll have everything lined up here in the next couple of weeks and know who's going where.
Absolutely, and it's like we just keep saying. That's why we're playing week to week. We've got a great opponent this week in Heritage. We've got to take care of business there. Next week, whoever we're playing next, we got that game next week. Then we're focused on whatever is that 10th game. We're not even talking about that right now. Right now, we got a lot of football here in the north still be played.
Right. Touch on another thing. We had an interview with him during the show this week. Got to meet Mr. Gordon Mulkey, who is 93 years old, played for Dalton High School back in 1939 and 40, and was a center on the team. Really kind of neat to meet him and hear his perspective, wasn't it?
If I'm in that good a shape at 53, I'm going to be happy. That was a true treat this week, and I was speaking yesterday with his niece, and just hear how that excited him, and for him to be a part of our pregame meal, and then he came back and he rode the bus over.
Yeah.
And man, riding the bus over, I mean, it was like a virtual history lesson, man. We're coming through, and he's telling me about when I used to live here, and of course it's supposed to be quiet on that bus, but you can tell all the guys were kind of peeking up and listening, and we came around and boy, when those fire trucks rolled out, I mean, it was amazing, and so to see it. I hope our guys don't. I don't feel like they do. But this program here does so much for our young guys, and sometimes you maybe take it a little bit for granted. This week was an opportunity, and particularly in that to kind of reset that abacus and just see it through a whole different set of eyes. When one of the great questions was when we were pulled up to Harmon Field, he looked over and Scott Thompson sat beside him. He said, "Now when did y'all put grass down?" So he said, "Man, back when we were here," he said, it was clay with some weeds, and he said, that each corner was a row of tires, half tires that had been cut out. So he said it's just neat to see that experience. So it was definitely since I've had this job and been in this program last 20 years. It was one of the great treats of mine, and it's something I won't forget. I really won't forget that.
It was also great to see Coach McManus back. Came back for his 45th.
Yeah.
Was that right? 45?
Yes, yeah. Hard to believe, isn't it?
It is hard to believe, but certainly a terrific player for Dalton and a long-time tremendous teacher and coach, and just really good to see him back on Harmon Field.
Clearly, we've gone back in our pregame Friday film sessions that we have waiting for that. When we go back and watch those films, I've seen him play on film, and I know that he was one of the great players. I know when I went to Auburn, he was very fondly thought of there. I coached or played under Pat Sullivan, who was his quarterback.
Yeah, Heisman
Trophy winner, and to hear
center, Heisman Trophy winning center.
That's right. Yeah, and to hear him talk about Coach McManus, but just seeing he's clearly one of the greatest coaches that I've ever played for and ever coached with, and he's the epitome of to me what Catamount, which is class and character and integrity, and to see him back in our program, and he has had a great tenure down at Opelika. In fact, we've got some relatives that live down there, and the same feelings that we all have here as math students and former players. They have those same feelings down there. So it's great to have people like Coach McManus come back to our program and really be a part of not just the past but the present. And I look forward to seeing more of him. Hopefully, now that he's entered those second retirement years in the Alabama school system.
That's right. Before we close out those two, let's make sure we got to thank quarterback club, cheerleaders, band. I mean, all those guys, that make a game week special. But certainly, I think everything a little bit extra into this week with it being homecoming.
Well, and this is the culmination of so many efforts. I mean, I don't know if I don't know. I was just sitting here when I was thinking about we chaperoned the dance on Saturday night, and I was just thinking about all the teachers that were in, there alone, but the people that's been a part of it on that. But this game, the quarterback club, the Century Club, the Ladies Century Club, the parents, our DJ. I mean, there's so much. But you can even get into Brandon Brown and Nick Amonette who assist us in our video, and of course you can't. Randall Davis and Stephen Gregg, what an outstanding job.
Patrick Gregory.
Patrick Gregory. Outstanding job those guys do with our radio and just a lot of people. But I tell you, the group that I want to recognize this week that I don't think a lot of people see is our JROTC group. They have done an outstanding job. And, when you pull into our campus for homecoming festivities at 5 in the morning, up till literally the other night at midnight when some people left, those JROTC guys and those camouflage were still out there manning the parking lot, directing traffic, getting the alumni groups in and out, parade marshals. Just really, they do so much. And I know they don't get the recognition they deserve, but the biggest thing is they are an outstanding group that competes for our school, and I'm going to tell you something, they win everything just about that they do. And if you've not gone out and seen a JROTC competition, we're going to try to get those on the website. Really encourage you to go see those because those guys need our support, and gals, those guys and gals, but they do so much here, even at the games on Friday night. And so, Sergeant Major Vasquez and Sergeant Jackson just do an outstanding job with them, and I just want them to know how much our program appreciates everything that they do.
Absolutely. Well, let's close up the show like we always do. Say we'll be back next week. Same cat time, same cat channel.
Go Big Red.